Have you just been diagnosed with osteoporosis in your spine and you are panicking? You're wondering, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? I just know my spine is gonna fracture or break. I'm in bad shape. Let me encourage you today. My name is Dawn. I'm with New Dawn Exercise Therapy, and I'm a kinesiologist and an exercise therapist. And I know a lot about osteoporosis. I've done a lot of research. I've worked with a lot of people dealing with it over the years. And I want to encourage you, there's hope and there's things you can do to be proactive about this, all right? I'm going to tell you first of all, don't panic, okay? This is not a death sentence. You don't have to go sit in a chair and be sedentary the rest of your life. You can still live a super active life. Let me give you some help with that today, okay? What can you do? What are the things within your control right now that you can start doing today? Again, like I said, I don't want you to panic. So first of all, set your mind. You're not going to panic. All right, let's talk about posture. All right, if you've got osteoporosis in your spine, you know what's going to make it really bad? Is poor posture. Okay, so we're rounding like that. Guess what? I'm immediately putting load and strain on those vertebrae that can't handle it because they're already not very dense, and we don't want to put anything on them that will strain them. So posture, I don't want this back rounding. I want you to tuck your butt just a little bit. Low back curve, a small one is good. But again, arching, rounding, not good. Always think about your shoulder blades back and together. Keep that chest lifted out, okay? Keep that chin up. So right away, you're standing up nice and tall. And guess what? You're helping your spine properly load itself and not abnormally load it in ways that could really harm your vertebrae and set them up to fracture, okay? Think about your ab workouts, okay? If you're down on the floor and you like to crunch a lot, that's not gonna be the best thing for you because again, think about rounding, okay? We're on the floor, but we're doing that rounded motion. So I want you to reevaluate your ab workouts. It's gonna have to be plank type workouts. It's gonna have to be things like when you're laying on your back and you're lowering your legs and you're keeping your spine down and you're moving your legs in different ways. So I want you to avoid the crunches and find more plank type and leg extension type core work. If you do Pilates, if you do yoga, I need you to talk to that instructor and make sure they understand, hey, they're dealing with a person who has osteoporosis in their spine. There are going to be movements that you should not do. Okay, I've taught Pilates for a long time, and for quite a while I had a class full of women who were over 50. So I had a pretty good idea. A number of them were dealing with osteopenia or osteoporosis. There were just movements that I would not do anymore because I knew they would not be safe for those people having osteoporosis in their spine. So again, find a qualified instructor, make sure they know what they're talking about with osteoporosis in a spine. Abs in at all times. Okay, I know it's hard to do. I still struggle with it myself. Belly button in. Why? A, it looks better. B, it's better for these muscles. But thirdly, guess what? It's going to help support your spine. So we want you to help keep your abs in as much as possible. We want to avoid twisting. Okay, a lot of this twisting stuff, things like that, that's going to put stress on vertebra. Twisting is not going to be a good idea. If you got to reach for something over here, let's just kind of turn the body and reach up. Okay. Think about activities like golf. My golfers never like to hear me say this, but golfing is probably not going to be a good idea for you to stay with if you've got osteoporosis in your spine, because that is a lot of twisting and that's a lot of force when you're swinging through, okay? So really strongly consider if that's a sport you should continue to be involved with. Avoid falling, obviously, okay? If we fall, there's a good chance we're going to break something. I've had a lot of people break a hip. They just kind of stumble. Even if it's just a couple steps down, guess what? They go down and they break a hip if their bone mass is low. So I want you to work at improving your balance and keeping your eyes open and being aware of your surroundings at all times. Making sure you're not just wearing flip-flops, you're wearing good supportive shoes because flip-flops can really trip you up. Weight-bearing exercise, walking, strength training with dumbbells. Okay, those are going to be great things for you to do. If you don't know how to properly strength train, get in touch with me or find a trainer. And you might not need the trainer forever, but a few sessions to help you understand what you should be doing safely. Food and supplementation. Okay, this is a good time to be thinking about that. How much calcium are you getting in? Usually we're saying we want to aim for about 1,200 milligrams minimum for women who are dealing with osteoporosis. I'm not saying take that up to crazy high amounts. 1,200 generally should do it, but talk to your physician about that. If you're going to supplement with calcium, you need to be taking vitamin K2. You must. The research is showing that without the vitamin K2, there's a good chance that the calcium that you're supplementing with will go into the soft tissues Your arteries, okay? If you're already having plaques starting to form in your arteries, we're talking hardening of the arteries and increasing your chances of heart disease, which we do not want, or stroke, okay? The research has shown that vitamin K2 will help usher that calcium into the bones, which is where we want it. So vitamin K2 is really important. Magnesium is really important. That will also help get the calcium into the bones and help develop strong, healthy bones. So keep up with your magnesium. Vitamin D, hugely important, okay? Most of us are supplementing with vitamin D these days. I know I am. There's a difference between vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D3, research has shown that your body's going to absorb that a lot more readily. It is animal sourced, so if you are not eating a lot of fatty fish or egg yolks or liver, probably going to want to supplement with it. I know I supplement with vitamin D3. Your skin makes vitamin D3 when it's exposed to sunshine, okay? So your body is going to absorb vitamin D3 a lot more effectively. So be thinking about if you're going to supplement, that's the one. Vitamin D2 is not bad, it is plant-based, but if you're trying to bump up your levels, like I know for me a few months ago, my vitamin D levels were pretty low on a blood test. And I had been doing vitamin D2. The body's not going to absorb it as well, so if you're trying to get those vitamin D banks up in your body, go with the D3. So that's it. Those are some easy things that you can do that you can be in control of this situation. Don't panic. I know it's so easy to just absolutely, when you hear that word applied to yourself, osteoporosis, it's not a good feeling at all. But let's set the mind. Let's fight back. Let's do what we can, all right? If I can help you out with anything else, I ask you to please get in touch with me, and I will talk to you again soon.